Yes, guys, welcome back to Jason Green Arrows. It's Tuesday. We're reflecting on a good game week 16. Green arrows for both of us. But we're looking ahead to game week 17 as well. We're shouting out all of you lot in the chat. Come and say hello, Chasers, if you're watching on catch up. Say hello in the comments. And I'm joined by regular co-host, as always, Mr. Dean Jones, all the way in San Diego, fresh off his trip from Disneyland LA, I guess, was it?
It was, mate. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Been a bit of a weird week. I mean, we've kind of been AWOL, haven't we? We've been missing. So we are alive. We are, well, geez, just about alive by the sound of it.
I mean, I've not shaved, not done my hair. I'm sweating up. I'm still ill.
Yeah, a bit of a fever. So no deadline show, mate, but it proved to be lucky for you. You got a great points haul. That works out for you. Not telling us what you were doing.
Yeah, it was weird. I couldn't face the idea of doing like an hour by myself. I was like, it's just good. When you're ill, you're like, you just need someone that can take it on, right? So I messaged FPL Discomfort. It was one of the chasers, no doubt will be in the chat, and he could only do it if it was later on in the morning because he had his works Christmas party the night before. Now FPL Discomfort was flying at like 25k. So I was keen to get him on. So he then said he could do like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. So I was like, right, fine. We'll do something on my channel, just quick fire. And we did it. He had this mad move and decided to bring in Madueke. I'm like, dude, you're 25k. You don't need to bring in Madueke. He's an Arsenal fan and he knows big rotation risk. But he was like, he did so well in the Champions League. Maybe he'll start on the left. And I'm just willing to punt there. I was like, dude. Anyway, Madueke doesn't come on. So he got his first sub, who was 8-point Mukiele, off his bench, so jammy, and he's now 7k in the world.
Whoa.
Unbelievable. And my big benching dilemma was, do I go Dewsbury Hall, who got 1 point, hamstring after 15 minutes, or Mukiele, who got 8? Unfortunately, I went Mukiele in the end, although I did bring in as a transfer Dewsbury Hall instead of Harry Wilson.
Yeah.
But yeah, all is good. It was all right. It was an all right Saturday morning, but yeah, I needed that person. So you were missed, mate. But did you have a good time?
I mean, Disneyland's great.
Always been in LA then? No,
it's like Anaheim. So there's Disneyland Anaheim, which is just outside LA.
But it came after the Florida one, did it?
Yes, yeah. Well, it's the 70th anniversary, so I assume so. I don't know how long the Disney World one has been there, but anyway. Before I went into Disneyland, I did a quick short on Chasing Green Arrows saying, I'm really tempted by Isak or Ekititke, and I think it's Ekititke. And I'd said it on here before, like I think Ekititke might be the one. Oh, I didn't do it. I just didn't do it.
He's gone up 0.3 since you said that, I think, or maybe 0.2.
I don't want him now.
Oh, no, you do. You hate it when players are then mainstream and you don't want them as much. But he's still not
mainstream players. Like, I don't want Bruno. I don't want Foden. It's not how I play.
But sometimes you need the mainstream, i.e. you have Haaland.
Like this week, I've got Thiago. Everyone's getting Thiago. So I've got, all right, I'll give in. I'll get Thiago. Worst Brentford performance I've ever seen in my life. They are rubbish.
Mate. And the week before against Spurs, also really bad. Thiago's gone up like 0.5 million and he's had 3 2-pointers in a row. Like, it's mad.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like this week.
But you didn't shout Thiago out. You did shout Ekititke out. You did shout Foden out.
Exactly. I've gone Thiago because everyone else is. What's wrong with me? So that annoyed me because I genuinely was picking the Thiago pick as like a safety net rather than playing how I play, which is go with what you believe in. You're watching football. Like, go with what you believe. So Ekititke scores after like 20 seconds.
Good goal. And then he looks like the only Liverpool attacker that's really clicked this season. Like Wirtz, 1 assist. Gakpo, okay, Slot loves him, but Ites doesn't always show it. Salah's off to AFCON anyway. Isak's always injured. Szoboszlai's been good, but you wouldn't necessarily say he's an attacker always. Sometimes gets stuck at right back. Like, if you want to invest in that Liverpool attack, there's only really one player you can buy right now, and that is Ekititke, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And was it Tottenham next? So,
and then have you seen after Tottenham, home to Wolves, home to Leeds? I mean, that is some run of 3 games because going to Spurs is fine, and then those 2 homes.
Yeah, that is tempting to be fair. So, Well, I would say I don't want Foden and I don't want Ekititke now. You know, it's hard to ignore because Man City having West Ham is could be a hiding to nothing, couldn't it? So that's difficult. One guy I'm definitely not going is Bruno.
Oh, really?
No chance. Nah.
Did you watch the game last night? I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I went to bed at like 10 to 8 and I woke up at 10:30 and I went straight onto my FPL app, 10:30 p.m. I never sleep more than 2 hours. And I was like, right, come on. I want to see goals. Because I had Semenyo and Bruno. So I was like, I want a high scoring game.
Yeah.
And I saw 4-4. I was like, oh my God, this is great. Clicked on the 4-4. Excuse me. And I saw Bruno's name straight away and I saw a goal and assist. I was like, happy days. And then I couldn't see Semenyo anywhere. I was reading Semenyo as like, I thought it was a Senesi goal. And I was like, oh, as if Semenyo has got nothing in 4 goals. Turned out he did get one and I was just blurry eyed. But yeah, I was happy with like 17 or 18 points from the 2. But I watched the highlights this morning and it's only the 9-minute match today highlights. But he did look very involved still, Bruno. And United attack does look like it's functioning well. Like Cunha looked amazing.
Yeah, but Diallo was a major reason as to why they were good.
Yeah,
and he's gone now. So with and Burmo didn't have a great game, but Diallo did.
Yeah,
and without him,
so high,
that team falls apart as far as I'm concerned.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. I don't see who else can do what he does.
That's why there's all the talk of changing the system because Amorim knows how key.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Like, and obviously he did switch it around a little bit tactically within the game, but like attacking wise, first half was the best I've seen them. Like Bournemouth were pinned in their own box for like a long period of the first half.
Yeah,
but then typical United, before you know it, it's 1-1. So like, you can't trust them defensively still, and they just looked vulnerable on the break, and Bournemouth ate them up. It was a ridiculous game, really.
2 saves at the end by Lamons in the last 2 minutes, 96th and 97th minute. Like either of those would have been winners for Bournemouth in what was United's best first half attacking display of the season, and they nearly lost the game.
Exactly, and now, losing Diallo in particular, obviously, and Burmo too. Mazraoui's gone. I just don't think this team's got the depth to do anything here. And like, obviously, they will change things tactically, but they've got Aston Villa away, mate. Like,
yeah.
What? I'm not bringing Bruno in for that. If I had Bruno already, fine. I'm not bringing him in at this point.
But in 19 and 20 and 21, Wolves, Leeds, Burnley. Now, there's people that will captain Bruno, maybe even me, 19 at home to Wolves.
Yeah,
who's Holland got in 19? He goes to Sunderland.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but that's still 2 weeks away, and I would do that at the time. I'm not going to bring Bruno in because
and we're rolling transfers anyway at the minute.
Yeah, we've all got transfers and stuff. Like, how many transfers have I got? Like,
you're right about Villa though. Villa
3 transfers. Like,
you fancy Villa in that fixture, don't you?
I think so. Yeah, and I really trust in Emery right now in terms of the way he's managing games. And United just aren't going to keep a clean sheet, and I just don't think they'll be the same without Diallo. I think he really has become maybe the most important player in the system that they've played. And yesterday was a prime example. I thought he was great. So yeah, I'm not gonna go and follow on that one. Maybe it'll be to my detriment. The big mistake I made this week, mate. So instead of getting Ekititke, I got Gyökeres.
Oh, punty. You called the start though, to be fair. Like, I was worried Gyökeres wouldn't even start.
Yeah, no, I knew he was starting from speaking to someone at Arsenal. And so I was like, okay, so surely he can get a goal here. And you know what? I've been quite defensive of Gyökeres this season because I think he's done better than people are giving him credit for.
Yeah.
But it's so frustrating how he just doesn't get on the end of things. He's always just behind it. And that's it really bugged me in this game. And it's been a pattern a bit of his season. He's just like one step back. And I'm like, oh, this is so annoying. He should have had 2 goals in that game. and he hasn't got it now.
Gabby Jesus did well.
Jesus did do well. Like, I don't think Jesus is ready for the start yet, but it won't be far away from it. So then you've got the fact that they can mix things up a bit. And I think that Jesus showed more, actually, in that period. So Everton away, having Gyökeres isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, Taylor says such static box movement, no near post runs. Yeah, his work outside the box is great. And like, I think he's actually very good at connecting play, at taking defenders away from areas when others want to arrive and all that sort of stuff. Like, he's a good player, but from an FPL perspective, I really, really messed up because I should have got Ekititke. Like I said, I should have on the video. I hadn't even mentioned Gyökeres all week, and I can't pick him. Out of nowhere.
Kieran is now in the chat. FPL Discomfort. Evening, legends. Mate, go back and watch the first 2 minutes of this show. I pretty much spoke about you for 2 minutes. By the way, Kieran's, what I didn't mention was the reason he had to do a late breakfast start. He ended up missing, he fell asleep on his train home. Typical Christmas party story, and then had to get like what would have been a £60 Uber home, but he ended up getting like a night bus somewhere. Random.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was messy. But congrats, he's at 7K in the world.
7K is good. Can anyone beat that? In the comments, can anyone beat 7K? I know we've got some that are doing well. So tell us if you've got
Glenn's doing around 7K, isn't he? I don't know if Glenn's in tonight. Glenn, who's been gifting memberships left, right, and centre, he's around 7 as well.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Glenn, the most generous man in the world. Jason, 2,800. Go on, Jace.
That is unbelievable. Yeah, Jason's a channel member as well.
He's an elite chaser. He's in our WhatsApp group. Yeah, he's top of the Elite Chasers League. I should have known that because I think I'm second or third. Some
good scores coming
88K for Josip. That's not bad, mate, at all. That's top 100K is always a target. And hopefully, G, we might make that top. I've been right on the fringes of 100K. I dropped this week to 200K, but obviously there's fine margins here.
So fine, mate. So fine. Like, I know how fine it is when I got a good green arrow. Let's just show my team. I got a good green arrow, but I was at, I think, about 700K at the start of the game week, maybe 750K. And now I'm at, well, I don't know. Let's see. It says it on the screen. I don't even know. Yeah, 391. So I've almost half my rank off 1 week, which wasn't like a worldy week. It was a very good green arrow. Don't get me wrong. But it wasn't like I went and smashed 110, 120 points.
No, good score.
It shows how tight it is. You just need that one good week. And it's not even that you need that one player to go get you 20 points. You just need the combinations, right?
Well, your midfield has just like smashed it.
The midfield's great, but they're all highly owned. Like, a lot of people had Bruno, Foden, Saka, Haaland.
But to have all of them, like,
it's the combinations, yeah. But then it's also having the sixes and even the fours at the back. Most defenses this week had a Mark Gahey or an Anderson, like the ones and the twos. And if you have two of your defenders getting ones, like, those fours and those sixes really do matter. So yeah, the clean sheet points were lovely. It's happy days.
Absolutely. Glenn is 7K, by the way. Glenn is at 7K. So
there you go, Glenn. We knew it.
They are.
Love that.
Right.
So, mate, my plans with this team, see as we're on it, like, my transfer in was Dewsbury Hall, one of them. I bought Bruno in, I bought Dewsbury Hall in, I bought Hincapié in. Might only get a couple more games from him. For Dewsbury Hall, so annoying. I was between him and Wilson. And Wilson just absolutely tore it up again. And then Saturday night, I thought, do I buy Harry Wilson for Dewsbury Hall? I could see Dewsbury Hall had done his hammy. I don't need to wait for David Moyes. Like, he's going to be out for 4 to 8 weeks. Do I just buy Harry Wilson now because he's going up in price? And he was going up Saturday night. And I was like, I cannot make this transfer. But if I don't make it Saturday night, I'm priced out of it. But I feel like making a Saturday night transfer, knowing that most of my team played Sunday, I was like, what if O'Reilly or Foden go and get injured on the Sunday, or Semenyo or Bruno get injured on the Monday? Like, that changes everything about who I shop for in that replacement. So just felt silly. And since Harry Wilson's gone up twice, and I'm completely forced out that move. But mate, talk to us about Harry Wilson, Dean, because you watch him closer than anyone. Bringing him in after Burnley is it points chasing? Like, Burnley is the plum fixture. you've missed that. But the Fulham fixtures are good-ish. And Harry Wilson is on everything. He's what you want in an FPL asset. He's playing full games now. He's a regular starter. He's on all the set pieces. He shoots on sight. There's no really number 9 talisman in the team, so he becomes it.
Yeah. I find it really hard to recommend him because I've always considered him to be flaky. I've always liked him. I've always rated him. I've always wanted him to stay at Fulham, but he's never been as hot as this. So it's difficult to know what. Obviously, confidence is a great thing, and that's what he's got right now. And you see like that finish against Tottenham, you know, when he scores from the angle, things like that. Like to even try stuff like that just shows you where he's at right now. Marco Silva says he's in the form of his life. So you know he's getting games here. Obviously, Fulham have got a League Cup game. So be careful just in case anything happens there. But then starting from Monday, when Fulham play Nottingham Forest, Fulham have got 6 games in a row in London. So
what?
So Fulham don't actually leave London until the 17th of January after this.
That is bonkers. Obviously,
last year there was
3 away
games
thing in there or whatever, but they're all London derbies.
Yeah, we got Palace away and West Ham away, and then all our other games are home games because we got.
That's just what you want this time of year. I mean, over Christmas, all the players are looking at the start of the season is for the fixtures is don't want travel over Christmas, New Year.
It just counts for. It can count for a lot.
Yeah,
there's usually one team. I can't remember who it was last year. Arsenal or West Ham.
I think it was Arsenal. Arsenal didn't leave London for like 6 weeks or 8 weeks.
I remember us talking about that on here. But Fulham are that team this time around. And look, the fixtures aren't easy because 2 of the fixtures at home are Chelsea and Liverpool. So, right. But if Fulham are going to score in those games, it's probably him.
Yeah.
Like, as you say, we haven't got a striker. I think Marco Silva's about to sign a new contract.
Finally.
So I think we're getting close to that, I'm told. So I think it will happen now, which is good news. I think it was interesting that Brendan Rodgers is getting another job because Brendan Rodgers, if Fulham did part ways with Marco Silva, then Brendan Rodgers would have been the favourite to get the job. So
you don't want that.
He's not there now too. I know. So I'm told it's looking more likely that Marco Silva stays. And then that means that Fulham will go into the transfer window and perhaps spend some money. Smith Rowe has been scoring goals and getting minutes lately too. He has. Smith Rowe is definitely coming into his own a little bit. There you go. Glenn's just given the old super chat. On my own. He's on his iPhone, so he can't give out a membership today. We'll let you off, Glenn. You don't have to do it every show, mate. You're not obliged.
Yeah, you really don't, mate.
But we appreciate you every time and keep smashing it, mate. And thanks for tuning in on your iPhone. Avissa says Robinson is also back, which is key. Look, Robinson was blowing. Like
he should have scored as well. I can't believe he's never scored a Premier League goal. And it was so close to the top corner that their left foot effort from like 20 yards.
He changes the way we can play.
Yeah, I like him.
You know, he was definitely blowing a bit. And now I did make a mistake last time. I said that Fulham didn't have players going to AFCON. Now the reason I said that was because Nigeria didn't qualify for the World Cup, and I was getting very confused.
So Chukwueze's going, is he?
Chukwueze's going.
And Iwobi's going then.
And Iwobi and Bassi.
That's a good thing about Bassi. He can't defend. Although fair play, he nearly scored the worldiest goal you've ever seen from a centre back, didn't he? That run, the slalom run, and then his shot goes almost out for a throw in.
The shot is so funny, and the players making fun of it. I don't know if you've seen the Fulham players on the bus back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
So that was...
okay, so you've got 3 Nigerian players. Yeah, okay, that will be interesting.
Yeah. So
we should talk about AFCON actually. Who's gonna? Because you said United will, like Ahmad's huge.
Ahmad is huge.
Sunderland and Fulham then, and United are probably the 3 that jump out to me.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat who you think is going to be most impacted. We should talk about Sunderland as well, but let's come back to AFCON in a sec. We'll move away from my team. Just want to show you the captains of the weekend, just to touch on this very quickly. And then we got game week 16 stuff done. Then we'll talk AFCON. Then we're going to go through some key of our transfer targets. We're going to be talking more about DCL and Ekititke and Foden and Wilson, but these are captains for the week just gone. Dean, did you captain Saka?
Yeah.
We try and be smart, and we like to find opportunities to back against Haaland when possible. And you and I, and most content creators, to be fair, went Saka this week.
Yeah.
Again, Haaland outscored him. We did this when Haaland went to Fulham, and again, Haaland outscored the guy that we all captained who had a good home fixture.
Yeah.
I think lesson learned. Let's go back to the set and forget Haaland. It's got to be an extreme example to back
100%.
Yeah.
Like 100%. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it.
No.
Like,
and Saka nearly blanked, by the way. Like, Saka got pretty jammy with those points.
He
like,
did get jammy, and it was a relief. But like, again, it goes against everything that I say playing the game. I say it umpteen times. I'm just leaving it on Haaland. Why would I go against Haaland? Best striker in the world. Going to score goals. Doesn't matter. He'll blank a few times, but then he'll come through. He'll score a hat-trick one week when everyone thinks he's not going to. Like, I'm just getting back on him, and I'm leaving it. Like, I don't care anymore. I don't care. He can go on a 5-game goal drought, and I'm still keeping him as my captain because the goal drought will end, and he will score goals. So, yeah, I was dumb. Quite a lot of other people were too. So that was helpful. And at least Saka didn't miss out by that. You know, there was not much difference between them.
No,
so that's
I hate it when you know the ownership's so high that you have to watch Man City and you know you own Haaland and you have to watch and like hate every time he scores points.
Yeah.
Because you know you're getting negative rank.
Exactly.
And that's not fun.
Yeah. Well, that's how I felt watching Bruno with his points yesterday as well, to be fair. Like, you know, not that I was close to picking him, so it's different because I've just got to like.
But you know, a lot of your mini league rivals are on him.
Yeah, but just knowing
a lot are on Burmo and he blanked, which was good.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, soon, like before yesterday's game, my rank was 125k, and after the United game, it was 200k.
Wow. Okay, so Bruno at your rank is See, we see Bruno's ownership and go, it's only 20% or whatever it is. But then you go, no, at your rank, it's more like 80%. Like it's 20% of the entire game. It's very different to what it is at the good rank.
And obviously I haven't got Semenyo either, so that doubled down on it.
How involved was Semenyo, Dean? Because I'm a Semenyo owner and I'm selling him after Burnley was always my exit point. But obviously I've only seen the 9-10 minute highlights, but did he do much? I noticed he was playing on the right for a lot of the game. And he scored his goal from the right. I don't like him on the right. I want him cutting in on the right foot. But did he have a good game? Obviously this is his like trial game. Like
well, that's what's interesting, isn't it? Because if he goes to Man United, then he's going to be playing a wing back role. Partly, not all the time, but like I've told you, like that's one of the things they see is he's, you know, if Diallo's gone, like he's going now, United have nobody that can play in that same way. That's what Semenyo would be coming in to do. And to be honest, for periods of the game, he was playing very much like how Diallo plays.
Right.
So I imagine United are going to go for it. I think that they'll
just go 65 mil, do it.
I think they might because they haven't got they can't find the midfielder that they want, and they've got some money to spend.
Yeah.
Whether he goes there is another thing because once that offer goes in, then you get Liverpool coming forward, then you get Man City, whoever, Tottenham. So Semenyo, like he wasn't. Peter says Semenyo didn't do much. He got them back in the game, so like that moment in itself shows you. Yeah, but he wasn't one of his best games, but to be honest, for a lot of the time, Bournemouth had to play on the back foot for the entirety of the first half, basically, and it was only after the break that things started to change for them. And it was a lot of errors from Man United as well. So defensively, they were just very frail. So it didn't really make me necessarily want Semenyo, to be honest. Like I know he's got a good fixture coming up, but it wasn't like enough to feel that you certainly need him, but it's more like if you fancy him for, Burnley at home, then...
It'll get a lot of love this week because of the fixture. And then I think it's Brentford away, which I could keep in. My plan is to sell Semenyo after Burnley and use those funds on Ekititke. Let's talk about him. Or if not Ekititke, I want a piece of that Liverpool attack. We spoke about the fixtures. Guys, do hit those buttons today. We would love you to like. Massively helps the algorithm. But please do hit that subscribe button if you're new around here as well. I'm just going to check how many likes, because if you don't ask, you don't tend to get. And we've only got 33. And I know now I've reminded you lot, you'll do it. So please do hit the like button. But if you're new and you're wondering why you can't put a comment in the chat, once you've subscribed, you can absolutely do that. Dean, you sent this about Ekititke and his form.
Look at that.
The worry is the minutes. He's only played 90 once this season. But if you're getting 77 and 83, you're happy. As long as you're getting over an hour, you're getting the start. And when he gets to start, certainly the last couple, a brace of braces.
Well, that's it. And now obviously Salah's gone to AFCON, so that's one less player.
Yes,
to potentially take minutes in the front line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really been much talk of the fact that Isak was left out.
Well, they said a knock, but he was fit enough for the bench and he was fit enough to come on. So I think he was just dropped, rotated.
So I think Ekititke either way is ahead of him in the pecking order.
Should be.
So he's going to start against Tottenham. And what do we think of Tottenham? It's not looking good. 2 massive games for Thomas Frank coming up. And neither of them are easy ones. I don't think he's on the verge of the sack, but I think if he loses the next 2 games, then the narrative internally at Tottenham starts to change a little bit, and they think, hang on a second, are we really about to give this guy £100 million or whatever? Because this is not going in the right direction.
It's a good fixture for Liverpool right now. Like, I know going to Spurs isn't ideal. You want that fixture at home.
There's a lot of fragile mentalities within the Premier League at the moment. And I think Tottenham at home is as bad as anywhere. They obviously picked up a couple of home wins recently, but you just got to look at the opponents that Tottenham actually beat. Copenhagen, Slavia Prague.
Brentford were bad on the day.
They beat Man City, but that's the only good team they've beaten.
Yeah. No, and Liverpool are in good form. I think Ekititke is a hot buy now.
I think Ekititke up against that goalkeeper is something to go for. I'm pretty sure I'll make up for picking Gyökeres by replacing him straight away with Ekititke.
I think that's absolutely fine. But let me just go back to my team real quick. How do managers like me, and I've got the template structure, right? I've got Haaland, Thiago, and then a waste man, right? I've got Mark Guiu just dead spot. Mm-hmm. How do you, if you're me, get to an Ekititke easily? You can't. That's the problem. And so many managers have got this structure now where they've got a Mark Guiu dead on the bench and they're not willing to sell Thiago, and they're obviously not looking to sell Haaland's just a set and forget. Thiago's got Wolves away and then Bournemouth at home and then Spurs at home. Like I think Thiago, you've bought him in for a good fixture run. You're gonna keep patient.
You can't change that one. Yeah, you're kind of stuck. You can't really get
stuck, aren't you?
You can't get. I don't think there's a Liverpool midfielder that you're crying out for. Like,
no, that's the problem.
Szoboszlai's now probably going to get moved, but isn't Joe Gomez injured?
Yeah, so he could end up right, and Szoboszlai could be injured himself because he went off. Like Florian Wirtz could be a punt I look at, but I need to see something more than the 1 assist we've seen. The other way I get to Ekititke and how you lot will get to Ekititke is can I find the money? Can I go Mark Guiu to Ekititke? And the one guy I can compromise, and it's not Semenyo, there's not enough money in him, is do I get rid of Saka? How long is Saka in our teams? Because I could effectively swap Saka for Ekititke. That's the sort of money I'm going to need. Do we see? We need to speak about Saka and Cole Palmer because a lot will go from Saka to Palmer. Some will stay on Saka and some will use the Saka money to Ekititke. So how do you feel about Bukayo Saka? Because he ticks along. But at 10 million, it's a lot of investment for a player that I don't ever feel massively confident on. Like we've got before the 11-pointer, great. But we were lucky to get 11 points. A 4, a 6, a 5, and a 4. Like, I want double digits when I'm spending 10 million. I don't want 4s and 5s. And I feel like Saka gets the 4s and 5s a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it would be helpful if Gyökeres would start converting some of the balls he puts across the 6-yard box. Fair. Because actually that does happen. And if you had Haaland, like Saka's points would be better because he would have a striker who just eats up chances. So I think the margins are really small with Saka, and I think that it's worth sticking with him. Everton away, then Brighton home, Villa home. I don't think it's that bad. And I think given that he's on corners from one side, the way that he swings, he'll cut inside and he'll put those crosses in that kind of drift towards the far corner for someone to either touch, or it just drifts in itself, or he goes in and goes to the byline and pulls one across, hoping that it finds its way to the goal. Penalty factor, I still think there's enough for me to like Saka. And I think it's a slight gamble to go to the lengths you'd have to get Ekititke in.
But transfers, I mean, they're always precious, but we have them. I've got that luxury. And I think if I'm on wildcard in game week 17, 18, let's say 18, and I'm not, am I even looking at Saka? No. And is Ekititke one of the first names in on my wildcard? Yes. So knowing those two things, I'm like, be more aggressive, Gianni. Like, you've just had a big green arrow. Keep that momentum and be a bit more aggressive. And I think Saka's such an easy, safe pick. But I could look at this team, which is quite template, and I could look at it and go, they're all so safe and they're all so good. Let's just keep them. But they might be good, but they're not. You're not pushing the boundary. And to get an Ekititke in, you have to push it. Someone has to go. Yeah. Now, that means sometimes you've got to sell good players to get what you think will be better players. And I'm very comfortable with Saka. And there's a safety net there. Look at his percentage ownership at in the top 10K there, 96%. 96% of the managers that I want to beat this season own him. It's so risky selling him. And it's some might say it's a play they wouldn't make, because there's very good FPL managers out there that play the way in a way that it can't hurt them. So they make sure they own all the highly owned players, because then they can go in risk-free. But I need a route to Ekititke, man. I'm not going into Wolves at home, Leeds at home in a week's time without a Liverpool attacker. And if I have to go and get Szoboszlai if he's fit, or Wirtz, if I think I'm going to get something, then maybe I do, because it's easier for my team dynamic. But ideally, I want it to be Ekititke.
Yeah, Mark Nash says you're selling Saka for a differential by definition, G.
Yeah, because he's so highly owned in the first place. Yeah, you're right. But, I mean, Ekitike's proper differential, right? I mean... What do you reckon his ownership in the top 10K is, Mark?
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's 2%.
True. No.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to change, like you say, over the next few weeks. Like that does obviously change. Whether it's this week, I'm not sure, but I am going to make that change. Obviously, it's inevitable now. Gyökeres will score one, so Ekitike is going to need to score two.
We've done a poll, D. Will Saka be your team over the festive period or at Christmas? And 66% do think they'll be keeping him, but maybe those 66% are happy to go without a Liverpool attacker. And I think our mind will be very easily changed on Liverpool attack if we go and see a 3-4-0, which I think is possibly on the cards. Not against Spurs, but certainly against Wolves. And I want to get on Ekititke as soon as I can.
Yeah. Most people say Saka yes for Christmas. 67%. At the moment, saying yes.
What about Foden? He's not going anywhere. If you don't own Foden, he's only 77% owned in the top 10K. So Saka's got higher ownership than Foden. I don't think we need to talk about Foden for long, because we've done it a lot on this pod, but we've got a graphic on him, so I'll just show it. Foden, if you don't have him, go buy. You've not missed the boat here, have you, Dean?
You haven't missed the boat. No, you definitely haven't missed the boat.
The points are still coming. Like, I don't expect them to dry up. Although Pep was critical of his performance.
He was critical of his performance, but we don't worry about that in FPL because he's in good enough form. Doku's injured. He's playing.
Doku we need to talk about that. Doku could be out for 4 or 5 games. That nails Cherki's. I know Cherki doesn't play on the left where Doku plays. That together with AFCON pretty much nails Cherki for starts. If anyone fancies a cheaper alternative.
Yeah.
Do you look at Cherki over Foden?
I don't think. It's just not the output. A lot cheaper. I know. It's just like the way Foden's scoring his goals. I don't think it's a like for like thing.
Both?
Maybe both. I mean, for this
too many eggs in baskets. Foden,
Cherki at home. I mean,
if you don't have a City defender and you can go triple City attack.
Yeah,
I've got O'Reilly.
Getting from West Ham, like this is what bothers me the most. Is like, I don't rate West Ham. Like, I'm never trust them, never believe that they're actually going to win a game of football. But obviously, occasionally, West Ham do win games of football, and it usually catches me by surprise. So, what was the game? Newcastle, when they beat them, like, didn't see that coming. They beat Newcastle 3-1 and followed it up with a win over Burnley. And at that point, you're thinking, oh, okay. And then they just tail off. Like, they go through, Nottingham Forest. That was the other one I was thinking of. They beat Forest 3-0 away. So wins are few and far between for West Ham, but they do occasionally pull something
How
up.
did they beat Forest 3-0?
Exactly. But at the moment, it's 5 without a win for West Ham, and they're going to City, who have put themselves back in the title hunt, looking to build confidence. You need at least 2 attackers.
I think you can go Cherky at 6.5 now with Doku out.
It definitely changes the dynamic around him. Yeah, Peter says Cherky is probably the most fun player in the Prem, but I've already got the basic trio: O'Reilly, Foden, Haaland. So
you do not sell like O'Reilly to go triple City attack. Effectively, you've already got triple City attack because O'Reilly's a midfielder, and I'm very happy on that 3-2. But if you only have 2, and most don't own O'Reilly,
well, where would you go? Because Jono says debating O'Reilly versus Cherky for my own team. Like, which way would you go
you're buying a third. Do you know what, with the Doku news today, I'd be tempted. Buying a 6.5 midfielder is often easier than buying a 5 million plus defender, i.e., your defenders you might have already, you're happy with, and they're set and forget. If you've got a spot in midfield like an Enzo Fernandez that you're not happy with, depends what's easier for your setup. But I'd be tempted on Cherky. So differential, probably a higher ceiling.
Yeah. Is there a definite answer by it? Because one of my midfielders is Ataro at Brentford. Now, there was talk that he might even play the next game before he leaves.
Yes, and Mbermo might even play 17 as well.
So what do we do about this? When do we find this out?
Yeah, I know.
Because I want Dango for like Wolves away. Like, I'll stick with him.
If you have Dango falls away, you're laughing. Like, I felt like yesterday we were waiting Monday Night Football. I was watching it, and they were like, team news is coming up, but we can confirm that Mazraoui's not in the squad, but Mbermo and Ahmad are. And it's like, what? So Mazraoui has gone to, and we've only just found this out. Like, it wasn't leaked or anything. So yeah, it's tricky. It looks like Mbermo's going to play in 17, and if you think Dango is, then
Andrew's just said gone to AFCON today.
Oh, there you go.
Is that right? Let's see if I can
remind me what country he's from, Dango. I don't even know.
I'm not sure.
Is it Gabon or something? It's one of the lesser known. Someone in the chat let us know. Yeah. Where's he from? So okay, we'll move on from.
I don't think Dango's left yet. No, at the moment, I'm just looking at a list.
Oh, Gabon. No, it's not Gabon. Burkina Faso? I don't think it is. DCL. Oh, it is Burkina Faso. Fair enough. Good knowledge, guys. Mark, Newton, Andrew, Clive, Maliki, Luke, David.
Burkina Faso, yeah.
I bet he's the only Burkina Faso player we know.
We didn't even know it until 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yes.
It's time.
It's not though, is it?
Dude, he's your boy. Do you see these goals and go, why is it not in my team? Because you're his biggest fan in FPL. You love picking DCL.
I mean, obviously, I've backed him before, but I'm not tempted to go there. But fair play to him. I mean, like I'm actually pleased for him that he's actually having this moment, because he's looked pretty poor in spells of this season at Leeds, and converting some of the chances that were coming his way. But he has turned things around.
Ridiculous last season.
Yeah, he looks all right. But
I tell you, the leap for the goal against Brentford. Like, you saw it when you see Nonto whip that ball in. It's like so choreographed, but you can see it's going to be a goal, because Calvert-Lewin, if he gets up early and he's got the hang time, and he really, really is an amazing header of a footballer, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's the leap on him is outstanding. He's one of the best I've ever seen in the Premier League for timing and hang time. And I'm actually being serious when I say hang time. Like, some players can hang. Ronaldo does it so well.
Palace, Sunderland, and Liverpool next up for him. So,
Sunderland and Liverpool. I mean, I quite fancy his chances early against Konate, or just Van Dijk and Konate standing like statues. But Sunderland will struggle.
Yeah,
against Ballard Alderete.
Yeah, I don't feel the temptation, but I am pleased for him. Our producer has DCL on his bench every week, so he's been.
It's funny. Happy. When I hear people say that, and when our producer was telling us, I was thinking, I'm gutted for you, but if you can't play him in fixtures like Brentford, you're always going to be benching him, which begs the question: should you not just have a Mark Guiu?
That's the tough thing, isn't it? It's because you do you always kind of want to be looking at your bench and have decent options.
You just need one good option though, and that should be a defender for me.
Yeah, I mean, my bench is too good at the moment. I've got Van der Ven, Senesi, and Reinders on my bench at the moment. But it's fine because I've still got money to play with, and the way things are this season, like you can afford to do that, but it does bring selection dilemmas. Because
I don't like having those dilemmas.
That's the dilemmas you don't.
For our producer, it must be horrible because Calvert-Lewin, you're like, it's a good fixture, but it's Leeds.
But you're not genuinely considering him playing. Like you're never convinced enough that you're going to start him ahead of, I don't know, Thiago or something.
Yeah.
So
that's why I love a dead spot. But I get it. Not all want a dead spot, and loads have still got bench boost to play. See, again, you can't have dead spots. Why again? I like getting rid of the bench boost early, and then I just go, I'm going to play FPL with 14, not with 15.
Yeah, that's fine. 14 is enough these days.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's such good value in defense as well with cheap defenders. Like you have someone like a Mukiele on your bench, it's great because it's like you've spent 4 million on him, and he can still get you points when you need him. But yeah, I mean, Tractor's Damage says my bench is Rice, Timber, and Tarkowski. So that's 6.5, 7 million Rice, 6.5 Timber, 5.5 Tarkowski. That's a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
Oh, Mackham says 4.9 million enabler from Sunderland is a dinger, as he should be nailed because he's not going to AFCON as the. Is he not been called up for Ivory Coast because he's not been getting the game time then? Because he's Ivorian and Dingra, and they're obviously there, and he usually gets in the Ivory Coast team, but.
Yeah, I mean,
both wide men at the weekend for Sunderland are going to AFCON. So yeah, Dingra's going to get his opportunity.
So
the big opportunities probably in terms of I was looking at this
Mackham. Yeah.
Let's know how nailed. Is he definitely nailed?
Yeah.
Or could he play Enzo Lefebvre out on the wing, or whatever?
Sunderland are like team of the season, man. Like they are. Their season's been amazing, like from expectation level to performance levels to having the moments that they've had. Like, definitely the best team to support at the moment. ZM Storm says, I have a 50-50 between Anderson and Milenkovic. They play each other. Any thoughts? Forrester at Fulham.
Forrester at Fulham. I'd back Anderson. I'd back the home team. It's such a 50-50. I always go home advantage on those ones. It's tight, though. They're both probably DEFCON. Well, Anderson should DEFCON.
Yeah. I mean, go Anderson, as I say. Yeah, the home fixture is probably good enough as any to trust on that one, but I don't know, mate. Like,
let us know in the chat.
I'm hoping that this guy on screen does some damage. I'm hoping that Harry Wilson can carry on this hot streak.
They're very white teeth, aren't they, Harry Wilson's? They're up there. They're up there with Bobby Firmino and Jurgen Klopp as the whitest of the white.
Absolutely.
We did speak a lot about Wilson earlier, didn't we? So we probably won't go too much on it. But worth noting, Adingra, as Mackham says, could be an alternative for Dewsbury Hall if you can't afford a Wilson. I also like Weaver at Brighton, been mentioned in the chat. He's a right back, annoyingly, but he's a 4.9 midfielder. And he's getting points. And he's very attacking. Dingra was left behind. I'm surprised at that. 7 Sunderland going to AFCON. I think it was 5 of the starters at the weekend. 5 of Sunderland's 11, I think it was, are going to AFCON. That is big. Sadiqi's going to be a massive
from
loss.
Their perspective, though, at least they've done so well this
points
early
on the board.
Yeah, they've got the points on the board. That means at least they're safe. And obviously, they don't want to drop off, but they're okay for when those guys come back, hopefully.
Enzo and Gabriel have the whitest teeth. Yeah, okay, fair play. I think that might be right. Maliki, 100 likes and Dean buys Wilson. Keep hitting those buttons, guys. I was thinking at the weekend, like, where are the good opportunities? When you see a player, we'll come away from Wilson. I always think when a player is injured, I'm like, okay, bad news. If he's out for a while, where's the opportunity there? So with Gabriel, the opportunity's been obvious. Loads of managers, loads of content creators went and bought, including myself, Hincapié. There's an opportunity there. You get a cheaper route and you get someone that you know is going to start for a little bit. The opportunity with Sunderland could be a Dingra. There's another opportunity out here I want to discuss, and that is Dewsbury Hall's injury. And actually, you can even argue and die going to AFCON. 2 of that front 4 at Everton is now out for a substantial period of time. Who plays number 10 and who plays on the right? Probably McNeil and on the right. Probably not a great opportunity. He could rotate with Dibbling. But the guy I know is going to come in and play number 10. And he's been getting a lot of minutes anyway. And he's often off the bench. He plays anywhere in the front 3 is Alcaraz. And Alcaraz is something like 5.3 million. And he's a good footballer, Alcaraz. I feel like he could be worth a punt. I'm like, if Dewsbury Hall gets all those chances, is Dewsbury Hall much better than Alcaraz? I don't think he is. I think he's brilliant. But I love... Have you seen the Everton fixtures, Dean, after this weekend? It's the reason I bought Dewsbury Hall. The fixtures, Arsenal at home, ignore that one. Burnley, Forest, Brentford, Wolves. And then it's nice. Villa, Leeds, Brighton, Fulham, Bournemouth. Like, it's an amazing run of like 10 games.
Yeah, that is nice. I don't know. I mean, that really is a punt, isn't it? Not many people are going to go there, so you would really feel the upside from it if it works.
I'm looking at his ownership.
Like, in what situation?
0.1%.
Yeah, in what situation would you actually do that?
If I get Ekititke, there's a chance.
Okay.
There's a chance I could sell Semenyo and buy and another midfielder and have to buy 2 budget midfielders. And I could be looking at something like Potts at Fulham at 4.3, almost a dead spot, but plays and is on set pieces, to be fair, some of them. And then Alcaraz. I need a cheapo mid. But then you look at someone like an Elliot Anderson who's 5.3, 5.4, you get like the set pieces, the DEFCON, the best player on the park. But Alcaraz feels so differential, but I think there's upside there. I think there's a fun pick there, and I do like the fixtures. Obviously, Harry Wilson's safer too. But I'm trying to just look at opportunities to be
of course, and that's what we have to do.
So like, fixed.
Yeah, there are going to be opportunities, and there will be. Yeah, we're always looking in hindsight, like, oh, what about this player? Like, we do sometimes have to look at like the knock-on effect of what's happening and players that are going to get their chance. And it's not something that most content creators do because they're not going to take gambles and they're usually like sustaining a rank or something like that. But the way to get ahead is to just find one player that you think might be about to do it. Because when it pays off, like the trajectory is huge.
Mate, it was Foden 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
people were telling me I'm stupid buying Foden because he's been rubbish this season. It was like, you and I were saying his points have been rubbish, but his performance has been great. And he was 7% owned when I bought Foden. I'm just going to check Foden's ownership. And we're only talking like 36% and pretty much 80% at my rank. Like, he was 7% owned only 2-3 weeks ago when I bought it. A lot changes in those 2-3 weeks. Foden's come from massive rotation risk to everyone's team. I'm not saying Alcaraz is going to be that guy. Of course he's not. But there's a mini version there for the taking. Dewsbury's not on the pitch. Who's going to play number 10 for Everton?
Yeah, Alcaraz is a great player to watch, but hasn't got enough FPL power to make points, in my opinion.
That was Dewsbury Hall 2 months ago.
It was a bit Dewsbury Hall.
I've said that about Dewsbury Hall all his career. You know, things can change. And you're right, by the way. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah. Super chat. What do you think of Tavernier?
Chow. Those 9-minute match of the day highlights I watched, and I only watched them. And I noticed he played middle of the park 2 weeks ago and again last week and again tonight. So I think it's 3 games in a row now he's played middle of the park. And he dropped Alex Scott last night, which is a big shout. Scott's played so well. So Tavernier can play in the middle of the park. Pulled the strings from what I saw second half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you watched it. You would have watched his performance closer, but he's about 5.4 cheap.
Is he 5.4? Yeah. Just seeing what they actually gave him as his match rating in the end. Because I'm wondering if he got man of the match for. Yeah, so on Flash Score, they actually gave Tavernier the highest score.
Did they? Wow. Higher than Bruno. Wow.
In fact, he's second in the highest in the whole game. It was only Bruno Fernandes that beat him across the entire game. Those. I don't always pay attention to game scores and stuff, but I do like the way Flash Score do it and the way, there's a genuine science behind it. So players in his position, I do actually tend to trust when they get a good score. But yeah, Tavernier, definitely somebody can. If we're talking about that, picking out somebody that nobody's got, and he's definitely still in that.
I'm just going to check his ownership and price. He might be 5.5. Yeah, he is 5.5. I was 1.9% owned. And mate, he plays 90 every week. You get a 90-minute man. You get Burnley at home as your entry point.
He played 89 minutes yesterday. He got taken off in the last minute.
Yeah, but they still register at 90. It does bug me about the minutes when you see 90 and it's they don't go up to 92 or 93 or 94. It just says 90. But yeah, I like that shout very much. Thank you for the super chat. I'd do it. At 5.5, annoyingly, I've got my Dewsbury Hall replacement. I've got 5.3 or 5.4 to spend.
Yeah.
I did look at him.
Yeah,
but nice shout. We still want to answer some questions, guys. So good question from Newton. Watkins, let's discuss him. Again, we talk about structure. If you do get an Ekititke in place, the benefit of that is you're going to get loads of points. But if you want an out from Ekititke, are we going to get into a position where Ollie Watkins becomes relevant again? And if he does, having Ekititke in place is an easy transfer. We won't spend long on Watkins, Dean, because I want to get to Palmer next. But I don't see enough. I still see the early subs. It's concerning.
Yeah, I mean, their fixtures are tough to predict as well for him, because in a season when he's not scoring goals, I know Man United at home, fine. I don't mind taking a punt on that. Chelsea away, Arsenal away to come after that.
He's more than Rodgers. And you own on Rodgers, so we need to discuss that, because Dean, you bought in Rodgers this week, right?
Maybe the week before, but yeah, Rodgers kind of saved me. Yeah, $1
million less than Watkins, I think.
Yeah. I think if you haven't got Rodgers and you're considering Watkins, then you've got to try to get Rodgers, I think, first. He's going to be the one to have over that. I genuinely think Watkins could score against Man United this weekend, but I'd still rather have Rodgers.
Strikers against Man United seems to do well. Even Evan Nilsson scored. Guys, we're going to do a poll, bit of fun. England starting number 10, because it's been doing the rounds on social today. England starting number 10 at the World Cup. Should it be Rodgers, Bellingham, Palmer, or Foden? You can only pick one. And Dean, you're an England fan, so I'm going to ask you that horrible question. And annoyingly, it probably is only going to be one. It's not we'll just stick Foden on the left and Palmer on the right. Tuchel wants wingers, and he's picking the likes of Gordon or Rashford. He's picking Saka. He's playing with wingers. There's only space for one of those four brilliant players. I know I'm going, clearly. And it's not Phil Foden, by the way. Where are you going, Dean?
Honestly, it's probably Cole Palmer.
Oh, it's the right call. Because it's the game mentality. Club World Cup final, Euros final. We scored in both of them.
Yeah. It's probably Cole Palmer. Phil Foden, the problem you got is it was England duty that caused his problems to his mental health or whatever happened. That was kind of his downfall. I don't know that they would thrust him back in there. Rodgers, yeah, I like the idea. Bellingham, I love Bellingham, but I just don't think Tuchel's going to do it. So
is he attending?
And also, that's the thing. You can play Bellingham further back.
Can he get but he can't get Bellingham in the team with one of these 10s, because Rice and Elliot Anderson will be the midfield pairing. So he can't play Bellingham further back. He's not playing Rice as the DM. I think he's pretty clear. He's looking for someone to play with Rice.
Yeah, it's hard. Look, the other thing to take into account is Palmer's injuries.
But if he's fit, you're picking Palmer.
If he's fit, I think it's Cole Palmer. And that's part of the problem for Chelsea managing this, because they've got Palmer chomping at the bit, wanting to play again, but also making it very clear that make sure that I'm at the World Cup. Like, I can't miss this. So they've got to balance all of that. It's just it's typical England, isn't it? Like,
Visser, don't try and play Football Manager with formations. Tuchel's been very fixed with how he's going to line up. Yeah. There is space for, I'm telling you, there's space for one of these in the 11. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
He's not playing back threes. He's got
to figure out, you've got to figure out who's actually best for the system. And it might end up being Rodgers.
He loves Rodgers.
He likes Rodgers. And it might just be that he fits the team better. Like, it might just be that the way the team functions and the way that he trusts him to play, less ego, things like that. That can come into the equation too. Tuchel will like that.
Tournament football too, where the schedule's busy and you need your core squad to play every game or every minute. The most robust player in the Premier League is Morgan Rodgers. He doesn't miss a minute. He plays every Thursday, every Sunday. He has done for 2-3 seasons. The guy's a fitness monster.
Yeah.
And imagine Cole Palmer on that schedule.
Yeah. So with Palmer, in terms of FPL, do we get to the point now where we trust him?
Yeah, we'll come off the Watkins redemption arc comment for those that just tuning in. We're not on Watkins. We're on Palmer, and he's going to become an FPL option very soon. The goal at the weekend was great. He's being managed. He was not going to play. He didn't play in the Champions League. He's not going to play in the EFL Cup tonight. But there is a bit of fixture congestion for Chelsea around Christmas, New Year's, and he'll probably miss a game. If you buy Cole Palmer now, you're probably getting 5 out of 6 starts. You're not getting 5 out of 6 sets of 90, though.
No.
You've got to sell Saka. If you can only have one for the festive period, Saka or Palmer, who are you picking? We'll do a poll for that. I think people will, because they already own Saka, will just stay on Saka. But let's assume you're on wildcard. Assume you're on wildcard. You can only pick one for the festive run. Who are you picking? Oh, someone's just gifted loads of memberships.
Yeah, Ryan. That? Ryan, what a ledge. 10 memberships he's just gifted. What absolute ledge. Ryan, top man. Thank you, mate.
Ryan's in Canada.
Paul, I must have. Atlas, Steve, Bohemian, Alex, Thomas, Max, Frederick, Nick. You all owe him a massive thank you because he's just given you a membership to Chasing Green Arrows. It's your lucky day. Ryan says, Merry Christmas. It's my last day at work for 2025. Christmas bonus for CGO.
Love that. Okay, Ryan, can you, let us know what content you would like as a members only video this week that I can record. If you've got an idea for Dean around non-FPL, football transfers or FPL, or anything for me, let us know, and we will try and meet your demands for the 10 people you've just gifted them for.
That's really kind, mate. Thank you very much. And yeah, everyone's saying thanks to him as well. What a lovely place this is.
We do miss you when we're not streaming, guys. Honestly, Saturday wasn't the same without a CJ.
It did feel weird. It felt like I was doing something very naughty by going missing.
What did we say? Did we discuss this?
What's that?
What did we discuss for our next stream? When?
We were contemplating perhaps a Friday, like we used to do.
That was it. The 7 slot. Yeah.
The 7 p.m. Friday slot, we were considering giving that a go because I feel like we're missing some of our regulars. I think a lot of people used to come into that slot and chat to us.
Do you guys prefer the Friday night or the Saturday morning? Let us know in the chat.
Like, the deadline does pretty well, but obviously you also don't get any watch back and like people can't come and catch up. So yeah, I think they're two very different audiences, to be honest. I know some of them here are going to do all of it, but
legends.
I did quite like those Fridays.
Let us know your comments, guys.
Yeah, apart from when it stopped me from going out a couple of times, but maybe that was good.
Dean, we've reached our hour. I need to go.
Oh wow!
But
me too.
We got through loads. Manscaped live demonstration. Thanks, Kieran. I need more than 10 memberships gifted for that. Guys, thank you so much. I've loved the chat tonight. As always, shout out to so many of our members. shout out to Ryan, especially CH for modding, Paul's
Glenn.
been modding, Heather's in the house, Kieran's been around. Thank you all for your comments. Sigurd's been there, FPL Hippie.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, we've had a good one. Dean, let's bring this back towards the end of the week, whether it's Friday
yes,
or
so look
morning,
out for your notifications. Friday or deadline, we'll be back. And in the meantime, there'll be members videos if you're a member, and look out for some shorts arriving on Instagram and YouTube as well, because I've got a few of those up my sleeve.
Oh, yeah. Check Chasing Green Arrows out on Insta. Dean's been well active on the Insta vids for Chasing Green Arrows. Do like and subscribe to this video right now on the way out, and we will see you later in the week. Bye-bye.